Right, so, where were we? Where were we? Hawk44FTW asks, what games do you think really define the RPG genre? I can only answer with the games that I've played. Define it. I can only answer with my favourite games of the genre, which are Baldur's Gate and Morrowind. And I think they define RPGs to me. If somebody was to ask me, I've never played an RPG, can you suggest one to me? I would probably go with... The thing is that RPGs... I was thinking that they might be a little bit too difficult for them to play and they should maybe play Oblivion, but I don't think RPGs should be easy to play, if you see what I mean. I think that you should have to get to grips with it, because that's kind of the appeal. It always was the appeal when it started out, and you were just thrown in, and all the tutorials in the old games sucked, and you just had to work stuff out and fumble around and persevere with it. And I think that you got a great deal of satisfaction from doing that. So yeah, screw it. I would throw him in and say, here's Morrowind. Play Morrowind. This is a fantastic RPG. Play that. Because I think that would be easier rather than Baldur's Gate, because Baldur's Gate is terribly difficult, especially the first one if you're just starting out. But yeah, Morrowind, just so those two games anyway define RPGs, because Morrowind's got the setting, the feeling, the immersion. Baldur's Gate has got the characters and the feeling of adventure and the they're just going on quests here and there and being thrown this way and that, and the intrigue about the plot and everything. So yeah, those two games for me. Again, I haven't played a lot of games. I mean, I could mention The Witcher here as well. The Witcher is an awesome RPG. So maybe I'll throw that in as well, because you said games and not game. So because The Witcher's got a fantastic feel to it. I don't know whether it really defines RPGs, but I suppose it does. Yes, it does, because you play a role and you're responsible for the consequences of your actions. So more so than maybe in Morrowind, Baldur's Gate. So I mean, it's a tough question to answer, but you see what I'm getting at. But certainly not Oblivion or Fallout or anything, because whereas they are fantastic games, I don't think they really define what an RPG is, which is playing a role and making decisions and the sense of adventure. And I don't think you make a hell of a lot of decisions in Oblivion. Do you? Really? Which guild would I join? That's about it. Okay. Beebles TV asks, why do you always sound drunk? Because I always am drunk. Well, okay, most of the time. I'm also a lazy speaker. I'm not really fantastic at speaking. I'm not that well spoken. So that's probably why I always sound a little bit drunk. I'm always like slurring my words a little bit. That's why. It's just the way I speak. So sorry. Koisho Ballard asks, what, if any, games have made you cry or at least get teary-eyed? I don't think any have. Just thinking. I don't think any have. I'm thinking back to like my console days, and when I played Zelda or Ocarina of Time or anything like that. I don't really get teary-eyed or cry over anything, so I don't think a game's gonna do it. I know there hasn't been like a film that's done it, so I don't think a game would either. No, I don't think there has been one. Sorry. Squid Blog asks, what moment, if any, do you feel most defines your LPing career? So ups and downs, etc. One moment springs to mind during my Deus Ex LP, where I was like sneaking along with a sniper rifle, and I was saying how sneaky I am, I'm a sneaky, sneaky stealth ninja, and suddenly I get headshotted from behind by a sniper. I think that pretty much sums up my LPing career. Honestly, just it's the one that really just shot in there. Yeah, maybe also the Lord's Mail. When I was trying to get the Lord's Mail in Morrowind, and I was reloading over and over again, and I never gave up. That might be one as well, but more so the Deus Ex thing where I was sneaking around. I'm a sneaky, sneaky ninja. I'm gonna dead. Reload. I suppose every reloading screen is my definition of an LPing career. Zantow97 asks, if you were to bet which country would win a war, Switzerland or Sweden, who would win? Don't want to answer that really. I don't really know a hell of a lot about Switzerland. I don't know that much about Sweden. Sweden, there you go. I should really check which country you're from and then say that one, and then you'd be happy, wouldn't you? But I'm not going to. I'm going to say Sweden because I like Sweden. Sweden's nice. I don't have anything against Switzerland, but yeah, Sweden. Switzerland does have certain nice things there, like clocks. But no. Watches. Sandron95 asks, in Oblivion, why do you use the BT mod and not denerfed UI or any of its dark UI counterpacks? Purely because I found the BT mod first. Like when I initially modded Oblivion way back, and made it better. That's the one I used, and so when I decided to mod Oblivion for the LP, I just went back to that and so, well, I've used that before. That's what I'll use again. So that is why. It's just force of habit, I suppose. Film Productions 12 asks, have you ever played Call of Duty? They aren't LPable, but most of them are fun, with the exception of Black Ops. I have Call of Duty 2 right there. I'm looking at it right now. Have I played it? I died really early on and I gave up. I didn't like the feel of it. So I have to answer no. I've obviously seen lots and lots of footage of it because it's all YouTube is now. But no, I haven't actually played it, and I don't really have any desire to either. I suppose the older ones might be better. Mr. Sound 2 Soul asks, doesn't say ask, he just says in capital letters, set up video! Exclamation marks. I don't know what that means. That is not a question. A guy in an RPG asks, what games to you represent enormously wasted potential? Oh boy, I should have read this before I tried to answer it. Oblivion, I think. They had a lot of work put into it, but in the wrong areas, possibly. Neverwinter Nights, although I suppose... No, Neverwinter Nights, what am I saying? Icewind Dale. Though I suppose that is supposed to be a hack and slash, even though it might say on the back of the box RPG. Any game that says RPG, that like Dungeon Siege, that isn't an RPG just annoys me. But I don't think it's wasted potential. I just think it's false advertising. Wasted potential. I'm sure there are games out there, but the only one I can think of is Oblivion. It could have been so much better than what it was. Just games that could have been a lot better if they were just better. Maybe like Arx Fatalis, if it was just a little bit more polished. Because Arx Fatalis has some really nice ideas with the when you cast a spell in Arx Fatalis, your mouse turned into a cursor, and you actually make the sign of, say, fire, and then you had to make the sign of something else, and it would create a fireball that would you could use. That was quite a neat thing. But I can't really think of any standout games. Just games that really should have been better that weren't. Warhammer Mark of Chaos could have been a lot better. They just need a little bit more polish. You know, they're decent games. The heart's there. You know, the structure is there, but it just lacks the little things that really matter to gamers. I'm sure there are better answers that I could think of. Probably Deus Ex Invisible War. You know, the follow-up to Deus Ex, and they released Invisible War, which is fine on its own. I grant you, from what I've played of it, it's a good standalone game. If it didn't have Deus Ex in the title, it would probably be quite respectable on its own, and people would kind of like it for that. But because it had the burden of being Deus Ex's, you know, sequel, I think it was hindered by that, you know. But if it didn't have that, it probably wouldn't have sold so well either. So, that's all I can think of, really. I think, do I have time to go into another question? No. In fact, I should stop now. Okay, I will.